Most popular advice about email deliverability is bad or just flat out wrong. I can almost guarantee you that what you've heard is based on misconceptions or outdated practices, and usually it's coming from people who are trying to game the system. If it sounds like a silver bullet with no nuance, it's probably not great advice. Hey guys, I'm Kelvin with Apollo, and if your emails aren't getting the open rates you're hoping for, or you're just looking to make sure they don't land in the spam folder, you're in the right place. Now, to address both of these concerns, you'll have to assess your email deliverability. So allow me to help you do just that by debunking some of the most popular myths you've probably heard. And at the end of this video, we'll go through a list of questions you need to answer if you're looking to diagnose poor outbound performance. So make sure you stick around for that. Now then, the first myth has to do with adding links, images, or HTML to your email. And if you were to review your current inbox, you'd probably find plenty of all three. So from that alone, we can definitely say that just having links or images in your email isn't what's going to send it to the spam folder. And all of this information is also covered in the email deliverability chapter of our recent outbound sales book, which is linked in the video description below. In that chapter, we make the big point that spam filters aren't specifically looking for links. They're looking at how the links impact your recipient's opinion of your message. So if your mailbox provider sees your link in a lot of spam complaints, the link's domain can become a red flag to filters. The biggest takeaway here is to make sure the links you include are relevant to the recipients. For example, links to webinar recaps, landing pages, or even your own calendar. Those are links that support your customer's journey, and they read positively to mailbox providers. To give you another example, I'm a huge soccer fan, or football, depending on wherever you're watching from, and I receive weekly emails from a company that sells vintage jerseys. Cult Kits, in case you're wondering, and no, I'm not sponsored by them yet. And every time I receive those emails, I browse through the jerseys. The images and links here are very useful to me because they help me buy the classic jerseys when they're available. So what you have to do is think about the context, setup, and reception of your email and how the links you're choosing to include support the recipient. Because if you give them the right links, they could end up purchasing a vintage 2006 Manchester United jersey with Cristiano Ronaldo on the back. Links, images, HTML, and signatures aren't individually going to trigger suspicion, but if they make it more likely for your recipients to mark your email as spam, that's where you encounter deliverability issues. Myth number 2 has to do with click tracking, and while certain shared tracking domains can get a bad reputation, just having a tracking link isn't going to send your email to the spam folder. Tracking clicks and opens will help show whether people are finding your emails relevant or not. The real key here is to set up a custom tracking subdomain, so you can be confident that click tracking won't damage your sender reputation. It takes less than 15 minutes to set up, and it can boost your email deliverability by up to 20%. Myth number 3 is outreach tools can tank your deliverability rates, and this is another one that's just far from true. If you're using a sales engagement platform like Apollo to send out sales emails, the platform isn't actually sending the emails. Instead, you're linking mailboxes from your email service providers like Google Workspace or Microsoft, and your emails are being sent from those linked mailboxes to your recipients. The platform you use enables you to schedule, automate, and create email content, but it's not sending on your behalf, and that's the important part. While there are features and controls that may help or detract from good sender behavior, the root cause of deliverability problems is centered around how and what you send. Myth number 4 is tools like Mailgun and SendGrid can help you get around sender requirements. Tools like SendGrid are meant for large volume senders. They play a huge role in the email ecosystem, and they may actually be a good fit for your business. But if you're thinking of using these email service providers to bypass sender requirements, you need to know that mailbox providers don't consider the source of email traffic when reviewing your messages and enforcing limits. And the final myth on our list is low conversion rates are the result of bad email deliverability. And I hate to be the one to say this, but it's actually quite the opposite. Low engagement is the cause for bad deliverability rates. Your mailbox provider has known for a long time that it's easier for machine learning to identify what people treat like spam than it is to identify what spam is based on a specific set of attributes. If your emails are underperforming, it's much more likely that your problem is related to poor targeting or irrelevant and boring copy. Now, if you're looking to diagnose poor outbound performance, you need to ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, is your outbound system set up properly with the correct authentication and configurations? Number 2, have you been sending the same content at high volumes? And are there improvements to the messaging or targeting you can make? Refinements here can help both current deliverability and prevent future issues from arising. And finally, has engagement been declining over time? Because if it has, it could be that past sending behavior has caused deliverability issues that are catching up to you now. And there you have it. Those are 5 of the most common myths when it comes to email deliverability. If you found this video helpful, hit that thumbs up right down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel so you're notified of future video uploads. Also, you can leave comments right down below if you have any questions, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Also, as I mentioned earlier, all this valuable information is pulled directly from our new book. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, use the link in the description below to do just that. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next one.